moment when you step onto a train or walk through a busy street and suddenly the world is just loud, horns, chatter, engines and that low hum of the city. It never stops. The Sony WH-1000XM6 takes all of that and just erases it. And that's why this line of headphones has basically set the gold standard for noise cancellation for almost 10 years now. But here's the real question. Does the Sony WH-1000XM6 actually improve enough to stay on top? Let's find out in our review. But before that, hit that subscribe button and join us in our journey to 15K. Now at first glance, the XM6 looks pretty similar to last year's XM5, but the change is you actually feel them when you start using the headphones. This one folds flat and inward, which makes it so much easier to just toss into a bag. The case is slimmer too, with this neat little magnetic clasp that actually feels quite premium. Weight-wise, these cans are about 254 grams, which is light enough that you'll forget that you're wearing them, but they still feel pretty sturdy. Comfort is good overall. They're snug enough for a busy commute, but they're not clampy around the head. Overall, the design is definitely an upgrade. Now the controls, they are classic Sony. There's a touch panel on the right ear cup for swipes and taps, and on the left you've got the power button, ANC toggle and a headphone jack. Pairing is basically instant and multipoint works exactly the way you want it to. But here's where it gets really fun. It's the Sony Sound Connect app. It is where you unlock all the extras on these headphones. You can play around with a 10-band EQ, set up spatial audio, let ANC adapt automatically when you're walking versus sitting or running, or even use speak to chat so your music pauses the moment you start talking. The only thing missing, and this is kind of weird in 2025, is USB-C audio pass-through. Apple, JBL, Sennheiser, they've all got it, but Sony, not yet. Okay, let's talk sound, because this is where the XM6 really earns its keep. Sony has kept the same 30mm drivers but with rework tuning, and the difference is noticeable. Bass is deep but never really bloated, mids are smooth and warm, and highs are crisp without being harsh. The sound leans slightly dark with a little more emphasis on the low end, which honestly works great in noisy environments. Now, noise cancellation is still Sony's crown jewel. The updated Q3 processor adapts in real time and it works brilliantly. In a cafe, conversations disappear, and on a train, the chaos is dulled down to a minimum. Calls are solid too. The 6-mic array and AI voice pickup pull out your voice out of the background really well. And even in wind or office noise, you'll sound clear on the other end. Battery life is another win. The Sony WH-1000XM6 lasted a solid 37 hours in our testing, with the ANC being turned on for about half of that duration. This is basically double of what you can get with something like the AirPods Max. And if you're ever caught without juice, just 3 minutes of charging can give you back 3 hours of playback. For travelers or commuters, that's gold. So should you buy them? The Sony WH-1000XM6 doesn't really reinvent the wheel, but what it does is polish the formula to near perfection. The design is sturdier, the case is actually travel-friendly, and the sound is richer. And ANC, of course, is the best in the business. Add an insane battery life and it's really hard to ignore these cans. Now, if you're all in on Apple, maybe the AirPods Max still makes sense. If comfort is your top priority, Bose's Quiet Comfort Ultra is worth the look. But if you really want the best all-rounder, Sony still wears that crown. We rate these headphones an easy 4 out of 5. So that's the review of the Sony WH-1000XM6. The king of noise-cancelling headphones just got a little better. What do you think? Would you pick these up, or are you team Bose or Apple? Let us know in the comments and we'll see you in the next one.